Passenger 1.1 now comes with built-in rack support. So let me show this to you by building a rack application. I'm going to call it Hello Rack. And this requires a couple directories, one called temp and one called public. Now let me open that up in TextMate. One more thing that's required here is a config ru file, or rackup file. And this is actually just a plain Ruby file that you can use to set up your rack app. So I'm just going to build a new class here called Hello World. And rack just requires that there's an object that responds to call and accepts the environment variable. And this just needs to return an array with the elements inside of it for the response. So we want to say it's a 200 OK response, and we can pass the headers, which is a content type, is text/HTML. And then lastly is our body. So we could just say hello world in here. And there we go. And lastly, we just need to pass this to a call to run, just an instance of it, and that's it. Now we have a rack application. Deploying the application couldn't be easier. Once you have Passenger 1.1 installed, just add a simple virtual host to your Apache config and point it to the public folder of your rack project. Then after you restart Apache, you can just point your browser to localhost, and there we go. There's our Hello World rack application running on Apache using Passenger 1.1. This means we can now use Passenger to easily deploy any application which is built on a framework that supports rack. This includes MERB, camping, and many more. Refer to the included user guide for details on how to set those up.